DPS, be able to kill that Baptiste.
Even a Genji. So
yeah.
you
Sounds different in this aspect.
Okay.
Sombra.
So what is this? Master Scrim, I think?
Oh,
Or some Master Scrim I grabbed off
or we could just like
Q.GG. I've actually reviewed this team before.
So
what do we run on defense?
I actually reviewed 2 VODs from them before.
You guys know how to.
But they were
they're
super
pretty
scuffed,
shit at
so I
it.
didn't upload them.
If they're good at dive, then it's pretty garbage.
it's literally one of the best strats on the point though. Is
No.
If you
I mean,
guys don't know it,
they have some distance to go to us. Nubani.
But they shoot
sprint into.
I think this is the one I ever
I know, but they ran ghosts against us on Nubani.
But the issue is with Monkey on defense here, first point, is they get past the hardest choke to push through for free.
Yeah,
like, if you want someone scouting, it needs to be your diva. Diva's in every single comp. They can't just.
I'll fly back.
Zen should play back
Wrecking
on
ball.
stairs.
Quad DPS wrecking ball.
Okay, then. Quad DPS wrecking ball.
I'm hacked.
Okay, so
Pushing forward to make up for the
Vel-
head.
I don't have E for you.
Phantom heals.
Zenyatta alone.
One back in a point. Fair this.
But just come point.
you guys call point. That's a good call.
Shield going down in 3.
Alright, so it's been 15 seconds since you could see their team comp and you still haven't checked. Because if you checked, you know that your diva called quad DPS for some reason. They're on triple DPS. It's Pharah, Mercy, Genji, Sombra, Zen, and Wrecking Ball. So you should check the comp to see what they're running. But it's a good call to back off to point. Basically, Goats wants to be able to, collapse on someone, and with triple DPS, you can't really do that easily. The Hammond can swing in, be a distraction, and get out, and tank the stuns with his E. The Pharah Mercy, it's there in the sky. Sombra has her Translocate, and the Genji's a bit more vulnerable, but if he's careful with his dash, which I'm sure he will be, you also can't collapse on Genji, really. And I'm sure he'll just poke out and try to get their ult. So basically their entire team comp is just comprised of characters trying to get their ult really fast, and then just fuck you guys up. So right now you see that, and you have you backed up to point. So what's great about point is it provides you a lot of cover and it lessens the angles they can attack from. But what's important is that you conserve your assets. So your shield right now, you don't really have to shield here. Everyone's on point, hidden behind walls. You can hide behind this wall and conserve your shield so that you don't have to just waste it here, so that you have it for defending against those Pharah rockets and stuff. But it's a good call to back off to point.
2.
Regroup with your team.
Follow this.
No
The
DM.
ball flying in.
Genji,
Just slice the damage to him. He's
Follow.
good. You're just swinging. No need to shield there.
Sombra no trans. Sombra no trans.
Ooh, almost got her.
Nice. Summer. Genji on point. Genji point, no dash.
Alright, you guys are calling Genji, but, how does this work?
Genji point, no dash.
Oh, whatever.
Then my mini?
I was
Point, no
basically
dash.
just
Can you
gonna
point,
point
no
out
dash? Can you
that, there's a Zen on your screen. So, when Zen's on the screen, a great thing about their comp is they have a really safe backline. Well, at least they should. But the Zen normally in a triple DPS setup like this is going to be standing by gate, just raining on damage onto point, because you guys are all going to be centered on point or something. And then maybe once you guys are collapsed on point and a lot of pressure is being applied, he'll maybe move up to a further position. Wait, let me get my pen. I'd like to be able. Oh, that's where it was. I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are calling for the Zen, or for the Genji, right?
Genji point, no dash.
You guys are calling for Genji, but
Genji point, no dash.
okay. This is
Nice.
Scuffed,
Summer.
ultra scuffed.
Genji on point. Genji point, no dash. Dash, can you
Is it drawing it? How the fuck do you draw? Okay, I'm using Epic Pen. Fuck it. Okay. So Zen's there. And the great thing, as I was saying, about their comp is that normally they'd have a safe backline, so Zen could play over here by the gate, of course. And just shit damage on you guys and apply his discord to any targets that are being called while you guys are just crowded on point. And maybe after a while he could, you know, push up from gate through halls to around here. And this would be a good spot for him as well while you guys are on point. But he just completely fucked and for some reason is now all the way by you guys. You guys are in collapsible distance, and instead of retreating to his team even, he goes into this narrow hallway just screaming, please come fuck me. So you guys are calling the Genji because he's right in front of your faces, but you should be aware of your win conditions and also how the enemy should be playing their comp so that you can punish the mistakes that they make. Their Zen being this far up is a super huge mistake that they shouldn't have made, and you guys don't immediately identify that because you don't know how their comp works, and you're just swinging at the things in front of you, which is fine because the Genji is right in front of you and the Genji can be punished, but that Zen is a huge value pick that just kind of ends their push, honestly.
Push with it. Zen my mini? Zen my mini, Zen my mini, is it dead?
It's a Diva versus Zen.
Zen my mini? Zen my mini, Zen my mini, is it dead?
I think you push the Mercy and stuff instead of helping kill the Zen because, you know, it's a Diva versus Zen. I'm pretty sure Diva's got it. She's full health.
Go. Oh, that's worrying.
Good
You guys
shit,
just
good
Yeah, we
group.
can
fuck 'em out.
That was a really good group.
Actually, stay a little further back. Stay a little further back.
Yeah, like as soon as we
Your
get
Diva
hacked,
needs
think we
mech
should have
though,
some
so you
behind
should
our
probably
line.
shield her.
But yeah,
I mean,
I
she's
heard
being
some-
stupid
Do you
and
have
poking
E?
against the
Do you have
Pharah
E?
Mercy. Damages the Pharah Mercy for some reason with no shield.
Goose, do you have E?
But you should probably shield. Oh, okay, and she died. Well, this is a good opportunity to dive into, I guess, a philosophy of my VOD reviews, but that sounds way too fucking deep. But basically, just try to look for ways to improve yourself and not focus on your teammates or their performances. Since this is a POV VOD review, we're just focusing on the Reinhardt's performance. So anytime you yourself are doing VOD reviews of your own gameplay or any others, you should focus on the protagonist of your VOD review, which is our Ryan here. So we're focusing on things he could do better. That was terrible positioning by your Diva. She should not have been standing there. There's no fucking reason to be standing there spamming for your mech against a fair damage boosted Pharah Mercy. But as Reinhardt, you could shield her so that she can get her mech back faster and just help your team out in general. But totally stupid by your Diva. I don't know where the fuck they did that.
Through the bottom of
Okay, well you're down one and you're pushed up now. Now you're exactly where 3DPS wants you. They can attack you from multiple flanks. You're wide in the open so the Pharah can spam you out, and they can take away your resources and leave you weak on point, so that they can come and collapse on you with their ults. So you should probably back up to point right now. That's what I would be doing anyways. I'm trying to regroup with my team.
Ulting?
Oh, they came at you, attacked you from multiple angles.
bottom of the door. That's my bad.
There's the ball behind you, the Genji to your side, the Sombra on your flank, the Zen poking. There's a Zen off screen. He's firing at you from fucking hallways. And
Ulting?
you get fucked.
Nice.
And then the Pharah comes in and fucks.
Fair's dead. Fair's dead.
Genji next. Genji, he's bleeding. Genji's bleeding.
Can we? Don't use it.
Wait, how do I get rid of this? There we go.
Anything else? Don't use any more else. Just sustain a point as long as you can.
Okay.
Back out. Back out. Just back out.
I'm gonna be going monkey here.
What are we doing? Defense?
Going monkey here.
Also, the whole time you guys were on offense there, I wasn't hearing much of plans being made. It was just more of calls. So try to think of more macro plays overall that you guys could be making, because you guys are a team. And the great thing about working with a team is, you know, you have 12 sets of ears and 6 pairs of mouths. So everyone can talk, everyone can communicate. You guys can work out a plan to do, actually, and not just reactively, react to everything.
Same thing with a monkey. Same thing with a monkey, it's fine.
Okay, you're playing floats
Yeah,
now.
a lot more high ground to contest
I like
here.
floats on second, on Hanamura.
They're gonna be coming.
So, what do you want to do with floats over goats? They have. I really like floats versus triple DPS. Like it's really good. Um, so with the Winston, now you have a way to pressure their team and be able to do that safely because you have your diva, your bubble, mostly your bubble and kind of your diva, but mostly your bubble and your armor pack and your orb. That just and your own bubble, of course, that lets you fully harass them.
If they didn't use EMP, they're gonna want to use it really fast. Watch
And
out,
the way their
stay a
Zen
little
is
split
playing,
up
I
top.
think you can really
From main, they're gonna want to
easily
use
punish their
EMP.
Zen. So you jump down. Ooh,
Where?
that's
Uh,
okay. Let's talk about this bubble because bubble is one of Winston's most important abilities.
From
So
main, they're gonna
here
want
you
to
drop
use
down.
EMP.
Why do you drop down here?
Watch out, stay a little
They're
split up
coming
top.
main, they're coming main, coming main.
From main, they're gonna want to use EMP.
Sunbird just through trans.
Okay, you got the call that they're coming main, so you thought they were, fully coming in. But even if they were coming main, what Winston wants to do is be a distraction in this comp and split the team and split their attention. So if they were coming main, you should probably let. It's probably going to be the Hammond and maybe a Farrah Mercy come through first and try to split them from the back line. But once you drop down and you see it's just a Mercy and a Hammond, you use your bubble. But that's super important. Also, while you're here, there's a
Where?
translocated.
It's back left staircase.
high ground.
Gone.
But
Zenyatta behind us.
that's a bit on your team. Like they called they were coming in, so you probably thought they were all there. And even if you were to just go on them all and not separate them, that's still an okay plan because you're gonna get a lot of cleave. But you might get fucked pretty quickly. They are triple DPS.
Zenyatta and
Okay,
Genji and
so
Wrecking Ball,
use-
top left.
Oh, the Mercy just came in again. Oh,
Summer hacking out of mid.
you got
Hacking
see
out.
because
That fucking
you don't have your
staircase.
bubble,
Come point,
so
come point, just come
you
point,
can't
just come
stop the hacks from coming
Fighting
through.
point.
She's just out of your range. There's nothing Winston can do unless you like jump away or some shit, but that's too hard to react.
Summer hack.
Hacked, I can't bomb.
Oh, call shit out up there. Call shit out up there.
AMP.
I've been there before. The call shit, I'm not there. Like I think on a lot of teams, it's for some reason expected for their main tank to be the main caller and pretty much the only caller that's really making plans and calling targets. So I think it's better for every team if everyone uses their mouth. There's 6 mouths on the team, and that's what makes the game so great and makes team play so much different from ranked or any other thing you probably experienced in Overwatch. So maybe work on the comm structure for your team because that's something that shouldn't even be said. Honestly, when you deviate your roles as callers on the team, it should be known like who picks up those calls, especially when a main tank dies, because a main tank has an important job of usually in their calls, but they're also often the first person to die because that's just how the role works.
Heals.
Call shit out up there. Call shit out up there. I'm here.
I'm on Sombra.
Let me summer. Someone. Nice. Ball this.
You guys all focus someone, they die.
Actually, Mercy.
Oh, Mercy?
Mercy this.
She's one.
Mercy, fair next.
SG right side.
Group high ground again. Everybody.
Jumped up to try to get the fair.
That Genji got away.
I think the fair just walked out main.
I'm a baby diva.
I forget. You can always ask your team.
The EMP last game
Team
while I was good.
probably see the fair.
The EMP while I was good.
You say, "Where's Farah?" You say she went.
If
main.
they did,
DMP, yes.
okay, they
Maybe
did
get
EMP.
her
They're
instead
gonna
of
want fair
on the
ult
top,
soon.
but that's
And Genji trans.
fucking
Or
pedantic.
in trans.
Genji blade.
Yeah, Genji's gonna be around 70. He doesn't have it. He didn't do enough beat.
Yeah, he almost has all.
I like it. Calling
Point.
ults.
Are you still in that corner?
There's a
I'm on.
Sombra.
Oh, okay. Do I like this jump or this bubble?
In trans.
Genji blade.
Yeah, Genji's gonna be around 70. He doesn't have it. He didn't do enough
Yeah,
beat.
he almost has all.
Point.
Are you still in that corner?
There's a
I'm on.
Sombra.
Okay, so the bubble to deny the damage, obviously, to yourself and to section off the team. But why don't you just apply pressure to the back line using your team's resources and let the diva take care of the Hammond on point? Because having the Winston up top, because they all have to come to that doorway. You can just stand on the side of that doorway and just spam them the fuck out, while your team also just spams them so they can't walk through. And you can easily cut off their access to the high ground that way, especially when they don't have their Hammond helping them in. There's a Fair Mercy. The Fair Mercy can't get up through that chokeway. It's just a Genji and a Zenyatta at that point. I mean, the Mercy was there, but you know, I think you want to stay and deny that space from them rather than bubble and then just abandon your bubble for one. And second, well, you already lowers when you fell, so you're gonna have to use your jump anyway. You just dedicate your jump to point.
Ball this.
Too bad. But you guys all focus him, and he just
Fair. One dirted.
Nice.
I'm hacked on Summer.
Okay.
Now Genji.
That's a throw. That's what we call a throw in the business.
Genji.
Mercy, now Blade.
And how much did you pay Mercy for that one?
Dude, I'm fucking off.
Yeah, that's. Wow, they played that horribly.
Mercy, now Blade.
They lose their Hammond at the start. The Hammond gets fucked. Like,
You're still in that corner.
There's a Sombra.
Ball this.
your whole team kind of just abandons their advantage to just fuck Hammond, which shouldn't work. Like, Hammond should just scoot the fuck out of there, but maybe he fucked up something, so he just absolutely gets destroyed. But normally, the Hammond forces point, gets off point, and now the 3 DPS have access to the high ground, which is what they really want. The Fair Mercy wants to be able to use that as a position to take off and use for cover, like a around this corner.
This one.
Oh, that's terrible. That's a better position. Like around here, they want to be able to use this as cover. Genji can more or less use it. He doesn't have as much use for it though. And the Zen, especially, the Zen can sit here. Oh, that's the fucking eraser. The Zen can sit here or here and get just massive amounts of fucking damage on you guys while he just shoots you from his relatively safe position onto you guys like fish in a barrel on the point. So I don't agree with you guys all jumping down to go get Hammond, but he fucks up, so it works out.
Ball dead.
Fair one.
You're calling fair, but you're the only person that can shoot her.
Fair one dirted.
It's, you know.
Ball this one going.
Someone on the
Ball
ground.
Fair one
There's the Genji
dirted.
on the ground. And
I'm hacked on Summer. Now Genji.
and that's just a feed. And then the Mercy just tries to res for some
now Blade.
reason. Like, that's just the that's.
Dude,
It's
I'm
not
fucking
as
off.
big of a feed as the Blade, obviously, but
good? Are you good?
that's a big feed.
Yeah, sorry.
And
right
then
when I was
also
about to
just
get
like
my connect,
staggers
I got
himself.
hacked.
No, it's fine. More than fine.
It's a good
Hold on.
job working as a team though.
Do we want me to
You guys all
at
had
start
the
of fight
same
and save
target
trans
and
for
just
emergency?
collapsed on them. So
Yes.
Sorry if a baby's crying in the background, by the way. It's a newborn. So,
Oh, you're fine. We can barely hear it.
I
Okay.
should probably
I
just
mean, I
eat
didn't
it.
even hear it until you pointed it out. So.
okay.
Sombra
Fair's gonna want out.
translocated
Yeah,
somewhere.
don't use jump to him.
That's a
Just
wasted
jump on-
bubble.
Just jump
Behind.
on the point.
All on point alone.
Just jump on the point.
Okay, and then you use your movement ability to commit to the ball on point, which again, I don't think is a good idea. Just in general, actually, not in general, of course, because every situation is different, but using your movement abilities to contest point usually leaves you vulnerable because point is a vulnerable position, and you don't have those abilities to escape afterwards. So you use both your bubble and your jumps. Now you're just a sitting duck here. You have ult, but you're already less than half HP. So
Bubble.
Ulting.
you get saved by that bubble from your Zarya. Fucking saved, and then the beat comes out.
I got knocked away from it.
But you get hacked.
Shady hacked about.
Okay, I'm literally dead.
Okay, clearing
Most of
mines.
the mines.
Cleared like you cleared. How many mines did you clear?
Most of the mines.
Did you clear
Shady
2
hacked
mines?
about.
You cleared 2 mines.
Literally dead.
You
Most of the
cleared 2
mines.
mines, and you said you cleared most of the mines, bro. Come on now. The debate. Oh, you get the trance.
Yeah, but Zen chance.
Okay.
Mercy if you can next.
Mercy just res Sombra.
I like the backing off.
Doomfist one. Doomfist dead.
He doesn't
He's
point.
just alive.
13 health. You got
Dude,
bubble,
this
man.
fair
Use your
doesn't
bubble.
like me. Call shit out on there.
I have grab,
Oh, shit.
grabbing. Sending them in it.
I have grabbing. I like it. I like it.
Go for Mercy.
Mercy Discord.
Yeah,
Come
don't go
back.
closer before you get actually.
So they swapped Doomfist
Did-
instead. So now they have a bit. They have a
Did
bit
they use
more ability to actually dive you guys. So now I think you have to be extra careful about the way you use your cooldowns, specifically you as Winston, because Doomfist can just fuck Winston, like if he wants. If Doomfist gets access to this high ground that you're on, he can fuck you. Like if you do one of those things again where Hammond goes point and you go point after him and you used all your cooldowns before, Winston can just Doomfist can just come in and fuck you. So
DMP?
There's literally
and he's a bit more
alive, don't keep
resilient
him
too
alive.
as well. So
Did they use EMP? I know she
It's
just
fine,
used.
I'm 70, I'm
They did.
75%.
You just used a
They did.
locator.
they used EMP
I'm
to
90%.
hack
fine.
your primal.
Then they're gonna.
They used barrage. They used mines. So and they just swapped Doomfist. So they
These
probably have
all-
both support ults.
Hey, dude, they have
There's
no.
high. There's one.
They have no ults right now.
Did
There's
they-
dead.
When did they
Hold this
trance?
on point.
Did I miss trance? I might have missed trance.
Ball this on point.
I
Ball
didn't
this on
see
point.
the trance though.
Ball this
think I
on point.
missed
Ball
it.
this
I
on point.
must
Ball
have
this.
missed it or
Ball one. Ball one. Ball one.
Okay.
I'm dead.
Ball dead.
You guys just keep fucking this ball. I don't know what he's doing.
Doom this.
Details.
Team this.
Doom this. Doom this. Doom this. Doom this.
I'm out of mag. Got
Mercy,
Mercy.
Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy. Mercy.
This is Zen just sitting up high ground. Like, why don't she just kill Zen? Mercy is a slippery fuck. Alright, she's got those fighter jet wings, and she's a fucking moth. And she's got a Pharah that constantly gain elevation too. Not only can she do that stupid, ridiculously easy super jump shit, now she has a Pharah that she can just use to gain altitude. So, solo Winston trying to kill a slippery ass moth. Why don't you just squash the bug up top?
Gonna go on Zen on top. Zen up top.
There you go.
Zen out. Zen one. Zen one.
Oh, but we bubble. We bubble even though we punch Zen off, and then we instantly abandon our bubble. We're 200 HP. We could use that bubble to pursue and kill this Zen, but now we can't.
One on low ground. Zen one on low ground.
If we just
Zen
walk
one.
up
Zen one.
Zen.
Zen one. Zen one.
Oh, your team takes care of him. But
He clutched it out on there.
he died to
On the fair. On the
Sombra.
fair. On the fair. On the fair. Not
Keep
there.
your
They
bubbles.
fucked up EMP. They fucked up EMP.
Some of this.
I think we've had a good
Kill
bubble
the
yet.
Pharah. If you want, literally one.
This.
Nice. Pharah's dead. They're gonna rest that. Can you make sure reds don't go off?
Now if they res it, they're feeding. Fine. Bring it alone. Bring it alone. Bring it alone. Bring it alone.
Stagger break. Nice.
Oh, Berg. Nice job.
Okay, so she could be coming up on Monkey soon. They switched to Ryan Diva.
Mercy.
Maybe Ryan Zarya. They're running goats now.
They're in a goat.
Okay. So hopefully,
I have ults again.
Scott.
so what I'm gonna do
Or
is I'm gonna
that
try
Mercy
to
gonna
cuck
swap?
them. As soon as they try to go through point, I'm gonna try to separate their Zen from everyone else. Either their Zen or their Brig.
Top left. They're coming top
They're
left.
coming.
This is a huge plan. I really like this plan. They're running Mercy for some godforsaken reason. So they're gonna have a really tough time getting through this choke if you guys just apply the proper pressure to it, because it's this one tiny ass narrow doorway. So they have to fit all of their players through this tiny ass doorway. And you have a Tesla gun that can get all of them. Plus you're gonna build primal. You already have primal pretty much, but you're gonna like insta-gain it. They don't have the speed to get through it. They don't have the the speed to reposition or anything. So you guys can hard fuck them here. You guys can hard commit on them. Force it. What else do they even have? They use most of their shit.
Separate. Okay, as soon as they go.
And you guys can fuck them for this. You guys can win the game like this. Just make sure that your team supports you. Which
Up the
they
stairs,
should.
I'm gonna
You've
split
called
them,
it
and then you guys can walk
everything,
in.
Actually, they might not be. Or were they coming?
They might be.
so you guys
No,
are
they are
scouted
coming
it too?
They're top
Kind
left.
of.
Upstairs.
If
I
that's the
guess- I
case,
mean, you
back
kinda
down
saw
to
them.
our spawn.
It's fine. They're coming upstairs. We can
Don't go to
split.
the stairs.
As soon as they walk through, I'm gonna walk right in between them.
No, not. Don't. That's what I meant by don't go in there.
Okay. It was you bonked your head.
Right in between them.
No, not.
You bonked your head, which is it kind of got you killed, but you weren't supported by your team at all. There's no DM, there's no orb, there's no bubble, there's no boop, there's no speed. you just 1v6 this. And okay, I know I talked about seeing the arrows in your own, but I wanted to comment on
We
this.
can
Go to
split.
the stairs.
As soon as they
Premier.
walk through, I'm gonna go.
Zarya?
I'm gonna walk
I
right in
don't know.
between them.
No, no. That's what I meant by don't go in there.
Don't do that. Don't be that fuck, okay? When you're playing a game and you're in a scrim, don't be the fuck that's being passive aggressive. Just in general, obviously, in ranked, in games, don't be a passive aggressive little bitch, okay? If you were there to support your Winston, that wouldn't have happened. It's a failure as a team. It's not a failure on your Winston. It's a failure as a team because you guys are playing a team game and you're working as a team. If you followed the plan that your Winston made and called out before, this wouldn't have happened. Alright, don't be a passive aggressive little bitch when things go wrong in ranked or in your scrims because it's not conducive to learning and improving at the game, and that's what we're here to do.
Okay, back out.
Ulting.
Dropping to point.
Drop point.
Got knocked.
Focus break.
Focus break.
You guys call drop point, but why? Why do you guys drop point?
That's what I meant by don't go
See
in
you
there.
die here.
Okay, back out.
Ulting.
Dropping to point.
Drop point.
I
Got
cannot
knocked.
see what the
Fine,
fuck
just
is
break.
happening. Okay, there's Zen is still high ground though. You guys, excuse me. You guys drop point, but their Zen is still sitting up high ground. What are you guys gonna do about that? Because, and you beat it. You beat it and got nothing out of it. Why don't you go aggressive with your beat and kill their supports that are exposed now? Instead of just dropping to point. It's fine to lose some ticks, you know, if it means winning. And right now, you guys can just win. I think you can win regardless of that. I think Zen's sitting up
Break.
high ground. There's one other person.
She
right
got
now.
Billy.
Nice.
I
Point.
can't
Drop
see
point.
this.
Got knocked.
We're searching, boys. Fucking frame by frame analysis. Salty. Who the fuck is Salty playing? Is that the diva? I think.
Focus break. She got.
Just hold. Salty. Oh, it's the break. His break is with him. How did the break? I guess the break must have dropped a point and
Really?
he died.
We're even. Find this still. Find this
Find this
still
behind?
But just in general for goats, always be aware of positioning errors from the enemy team, and leaving their Zen abandoned on high ground like that. That's a positioning error. Like right now, your diva.
Randus behind.
Your diva should be looking to go fuck Zen.
Nice. Lucio.
Use great.
DV.
Oh, nice. You cut her off from trance. I mean, you placed your bubble before, but you got pretty lucky. That's nice. And you call it out. That's nice.
On the baby.
Okay.
Nice. Zen's gonna want to touch.
Dagger Zarya.
No, kill her.
Ten
Dude.
Nice.
Break's coming back and
Is there a Reinhardt
left.
side of
Break's.
charge?
Dude, we're just cooking. Everyone walking.
Diva, Zarya, you guys need to start calling your combos. Diva, you were completely oblivious of that Zarya grab behind you, and you could have just completely ulted and killed.
Is dude always just a passive aggressive little bitch? Alright? These are your teammates, right? Don't you want them to get better? Nobody likes listening to advice when it's given like that. Why don't you try to make your comments more constructive? Alright? You guys didn't grab bomb ever. Really. So maybe just say, let's be aware of our ults and try to combo those and work together, guys. Specifically, let's try to work on our grab bomb. Just call out when you have it, and we can try to combo those more. Just don't be a dick, man. Jesus. Fuck.
Okay, my bad.
What are you on?
Can't see us.
We're gonna be running the dive to counter the Bastion comp that they were more than likely.
Okay.
So you're using dive
so
to
I'm on
counter. I'm
Genji.
guessing you mean a bunker? Probably
Oh, yeah,
like the
yeah, no,
Bastion
you're playing-
Baptiste
I'm playing
bunker.
Genji. You're playing
Okay.
Genji
Well, why
right
would
now
you-
Until you can get.
Why would you run
until
dive for that?
Genji's fine here.
Okay.
Wait, did they restart the match?
Let's see how that works out.
Discuss-
I don't think that'll work out very well.
And that's
Gonna want to fly. We have to go. We have to go quickly. We have to go quickly.
Bashing comp with me.
They have no diva right now. They have no diva.
Okay, there's a diva behind you guys, but you guys just let her fly out. I guess there's nothing you guys can really. Well, there's a couple things you can stop her, but you know. Body blocks and such.
Couple
But the
man.
diva gets out.
I'm swapping.
Yeah.
Swapping.
You guys are running dive, so I expect your Tracer to
I'm
set
not
up a
the
flank,
Pharah.
probably. And your Genji could if he wanted as well.
This Metro.
Gotta stick together. Stay on speed.
So you guys are going sim
You guys go.
instead.
Go point.
So you guys are probably sim telling to point, but you're playing dive. So why would you? I think this is again being aware of what your comp does well and your win conditions. Because as dive, you don't want to TP straight to point because you can't stage a dive from point. And you don't want to take a head-on-head brawl with them when they drop to point either because they still win that. They have a Mei to section you guys off. They have the Bastion who just shits damage. They have an Orisa with her tanky as fuck thick body. And the immortality field. You guys just can't put out enough damage to stop that. So I don't think the sim TP the point is very good. I didn't think dive was very good. But dive was definitely better than the sim straight to point. But let's see how it works out. Oh, muted.
Ready? Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
We got destroyed.
Oh,
Like you.
Omega fucked.
Diva fell though.
And then you went into
Diva fell. Diva fell. Diva no fly. Diva no fly. Diva no fly point. Diva no fly point.
Diva's
the
dead.
flying point. They abandoned. They're playing their comp
This is the
horribly,
hardest
but
I've ever seen team focus with baby diva. I swear to God.
it's still it's just a much
we're
better
gonna
comp.
go down.
If you're gonna get back into mech, you're just dead.
If
I
we're
literally
gonna
had
But they
just
played that
gotten diva
horribly.
focus.
I
if
don't
we're
know what
gonna
the fuck
run
they did.
sim, I think we should run
They're not horribly, obviously,
Nines.
but you know.
so
Yeah.
we can protect it. We're running
Put the
goats.
teleporter under them, right?
Okay,
Yeah, I'll place it
so
under them. And we'll go
We're
point.
swapping to goats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Goats are in.
Full goats.
Yeah. Full goats. Full goats with the sim. Full.
okay, so you guys swap goats with sim. Okay, but why did you left in Diva, but got rid of? You have no Zen now.
Goats with the sim.
Is Messi gonna go Zen?
Oh, do we want 3 supports then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go Brick because Nick has a charge already.
Alright.
Camp swap to Zen.
I can swap his Zen. Oh no, wait. Shoot.
No,
You have
no,
ult,
no.
no.
You're staying on Lucio. You have to play.
You're fucking trapped in Lucio prison. All right, get used to it.
Alright. Stay close. Stay close. Stay close.
It's
Stay
fine.
close.
It's just Vel.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
shielding in 3, 2.
Okay, so you swap your goats with no Zarya and a Sim instead. But Zarya is one of the is a pinnacle of goats. Her bubble play determines many fights in high level goats, and her damage is just what carries goats. Like Zarya shits damage and is her and Zen are the primary damage dealers on the team. So you got rid of most of your damage for the Sim TP the point. Normally you'd probably want to replace the Diva or even the Brig maybe, but the Brig's 150 insta heal is pretty important because you know it's 150 insta
Wait a
heal.
second. I'm gonna give us a TP.
That's what he's
You gotta shield me though. You have to.
Alright.
Shield
2, 3, 2.
Okay, that's a fucked shit. Yeah, whatever.
Alright. Just whip it.
You just
Play
fuck
if you
it.
can.
It's
Or
cool.
just
it's
get
cool.
out.
Go again. Go again. Go again.
Yeah, let's not do this because it's not actually working at all.
Yeah,
so
we
let's
gotta
go back to dive.
practice.
I actually.
Okay. I like not scrims are a place to learn. It doesn't really matter if you win or lose, as long as you gain some valuable information on the comps that you want to improve on and the heroes you want to improve on, and your team play as a whole. The scrim was useful. So I think sticking on dive, even if you're being countered, and even if you're not, even if it's not suited to the map very well, is good because you guys get to work on your dive and your team cohesion. So I think you just stick with dive even if it's not working out if you want to work on dive, which it seems like
Go
you do.
practice on sim.
We're going back to full dive.
Yeah. Just go back to full dive.
Your dive and floats, I guess, in goats. So
Just go full dive, Genji. Yeah, this should be fine. Just listen for when the diva's gonna run out. DM.
Mhm.
Select.
So now you're back to the dive. So as I was saying before, when you guys were dive, is your tracer gonna set up
Stick
a point
together, stick together, stick
or
together,
your
stick
Genji
together.
so that
Alright,
you
call
guys-
speed rockers.
Three.
because your tracer doesn't have vertical mobility, so she can't participate on this dive that you're doing. So it's gonna be what you, Diva, and Genji. Your 3 damage against a Bastion, a Baptiste, and a Rissa, all of which probably have ult.
Tracer's supposed to go. Tracer's supposed to go ahead of
Yeah.
us.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, boosting.
3, 2.
There goes the Baptiste ult. There goes your
Diva knock
shield.
me, Diva knock me. Need heals.
There goes your Diva mech. There goes you.
Bastion's
Oh, you
dead.
get the Bastion somehow.
They have mercy, don't let her res
Mercy,
it.
mercy, 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 mercy. Nice, thank you, thank you.
There's some quick mercies around. And the Bastion ult. And the Mail too. But they used a lot of ults. So what they used Baptiste. Oh shit. Always forget to click the pencil. They used Baptiste. They used Bastion. They used Mei. I didn't see Bomb or Bongo. Did they use those? As far as I'm aware, they didn't. But let me check.
Wow.
Oh, they use Bomb. So it's just Bongo and Mercy?
We're going
No,
back
they
to
use
full
Mercy.
dive.
Yeah, just go back to full
So
dive.
they only didn't use Bongo. So all they have is Bongo now?
Now. Alright, stick together.
Of us.
Okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, boosting.
3, 2.
Diva knock me, Diva knock me. Need heals.
Bastion's
above.
dead.
They have mercy, don't let her res
Mercy,
it.
mercy, 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 mercy. Nice, thank you, thank you.
I didn't see Mercy ult.
Wow.
I didn't see Mercy and Bongo.
We
Yeah,
just
they had
didn't.
really
Everything
good
else
ult
was
economy
used.
because we swapped so many times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just won
You
the
guys
ult
also
fight.
Really
sat
just-
there for a full minute deciding what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Again, being a passive aggressive fuck for some reason. Calm the fuck down, dude. I don't know, that's just super tilting.
We gotta kind of stick with our plan that we talked with pre-game. Because I
Fine.
think otherwise it
Do this
wastes
one
our
more time.
time.
And stop being addicted.
Should be coming close on a couple ults.
We should go soon.
We have to bank on the
Okay,
Genji.
Tracer
Genji
has
ult.
to come, go ahead.
Pocket Genji as hard as you can. Both heals.
Hey, I'm in position.
Just wait up. Just wait up.
Tracer,
I don't know how Genji, how Lucio pockets the Genji really, but
let's base out.
Alright.
2, 1,
Pushing him.
boosting.
DMing.
you're full
Bastion, 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 Bastion 1, Bastion 1, Bastion 1.
immortality build comes out.
Immortality field's gone.
It's Bastion, Bastion. Bastion, 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 Bastion. Bastion's focusing. Bastion's focusing.
Okay, you guys kill Bastion.
Let him res it, don't let him res it.
I blocked the eye cook there.
Did he?
Bastion's focusing.
Let him res it, don't let him res it.
I blocked the eye.
You like
Bastion's
accidentally
focusing.
cucked her.
Bastion's focusing.
You literally
Let
just
him
jumped
res it,
up
let
and
him
we're swinging and you accidentally cucked
I
her.
blocked the eye cook there.
Nice, we stopped her.
That's what cucked. That's
Matisse,
the word,
Matisse,
champ.
Matisse, Matisse.
Bongo, 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 Bongo. Kill Bongo first. Kill Bongo.
Bro, jump! Get the fuck out of there, bro. You have your jump, bro. Get the fuck out of
Let him
there.
res it, don't let him res it.
I blocked the eye cook there. Bastion's focusing.
All right, let's analyze the fight.
Bastion, 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 Bastion 1, Bastion.
DMing.
I don't know what this bubble does, honestly. Still no good bubbles. I don't know what this bubble does.
Bastion,
It fell onto the ground, right? Did it even die? It didn't die. It fell onto the
Pushing
ground.
him.
You just threw it on the ground. Which is weird. I didn't think it was all the way back there. I thought it was.
Bastion, Bastion, Bastion.
But, you know, Winston's bubble happens immediately when you press it. The animation just happens. It's up immediately when you press E.
Bastion, 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 Bastion. Bastion, Bastion 1, Bastion 1, Bastion 1.
Guys focus the Bastion. They pop the immortality field.
Immortality field's gone.
It's Bastion, Bastion.
Nice. You guys instant destroy it. You guys are
Bastion,
down
Bastion,
one.
Bastion, Bastion. Bastion's focusing. Bastion's focusing.
You guys are
Let
even.
him res it, don't let him res it.
I blocked the eye cook there.
Nice, we stopped her.
Down two.
Matisse, 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 Matisse.
Bongo, 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 Bongo. Kill Bongo first. Kill Bongo first. Kill
Fuck
Bongo
outta there,
first.
bro. Okay, so
Getting in mech.
you guys just died there, and
I got bongo.
Okay, call targets on out there. Call targets on out there.
I would
Yeah,
like
let's
to
just say
replay
that.
that whole half again. That was literally not even a scrim.
We didn't actually go out and do it.
I mean, we learned about shit or
tried
not.
this M comp, it didn't
Fucking
work.
garbage.
So
So
we
we
need
tried
to
that.
practice.
It's not that
No, you guys didn't really do
that's
it.
garbage. It's just that I didn't.
We need to
that we don't-
practice it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You guys, you just need more practice on the comp. You guys tried to roll out a completely new comp. Just focus on one thing for your scrims and just work on that. There's good team cohesion. You guys call a target and everyone focuses that target, which is like level 1 team play. Like you have to be able to focus a target, and you guys are doing that really well. You guys are sometimes calling ults and making plans, like when you did that with the Winston. Just because that plan didn't work out, don't think it was a bad plan. It was a good plan, just poor execution by your team and you. Mostly by your team, but by your team. Your team is an extension of you, you know, so like you're part of the team. So the team fucked up and the play didn't work out, but it was a good play and you guys have been working together. But you should focus more on creating those plans and as a team and as a player, understanding how compositions work and understanding the win conditions given us any given given any given composition, identifying the win conditions for them, and by identifying the win conditions for them, creating your own, so that you guys can capitalize on that and identify their mistakes really easily, like their Zen being out of position, or it was mostly their Zen being out of position this game, and those things of such. Good scrim overall.